Why are dirty storm tanks such a problem at the moment? At the time of recording, the UK water industry is under an awful lot of pressure to upgrade its water infrastructure. There's been many well-publicised incidents of sewage being dumped into water systems, into the sea, into rivers. The issue's become somewhat of a political hot potato, to say the least. Now, an important part of any wastewater management infrastructure is stormwater attenuation tanks. These large tanks allow sewage to be diverted and stored when it rains. This allows stormwater to enter the sewage system without overflowing the system onto the streets. After the storm event, stormwater is slowly released back into the system, and so we don't get any sewage running down the streets. However, if the tank capacity is not sufficient, then sewage water will need to be dumped into the waterways or into the sea. And this is what has happened in the UK. It's very well documented, and the water industry has been in an awful lot of trouble politically over this problem. In order to solve the problems in that area that are occurring, it is clear that more storm tanks will need to be added. There's going to be a big investment in the UK wastewater sewage infrastructure, and storm tanks are going to be part of that. So that extra capacity is in response to the rising frequency of storm events, which are driven primarily by climate change. So as we get more and more storm events, as winters get wetter and warmer, we're going to need more capacity in the system to cope with this extra water that's going to be there. However, there's a hidden problem in the making here. Storm tanks will, in wet periods, have sewage sat in them for many days before being released back into the system in a controlled way. That's what they're there for. But this can leave behind a foul-smelling residue over the coming days or weeks, which will cause some serious odour pollution problems. Any residents downwind are obviously not going to be best pleased about this, and water companies are obligated by the Environment Agency to control odour pollution, and there's potentially stiff fines for failure to do so. So whilst the building of extra stormwater management capacity is vital to solve the problem of polluting waterways with sewage, a secondary problem of increased odour pollution may be created. Now, luckily there are effective ways to clean storm tanks, and with a little bit of pre-planning, fully automated storm tank cleaning systems can be installed in any new or existing storm tanks. These systems will remove the odour-causing residue after the tank's content is released back into the system, and thus prevent a secondary odour pollution problem from occurring. As the UK water industry makes the necessary investments over the coming decade or so, we hope that careful thought will be given to the cleaning of all these new storm tanks that are going to be being built. Effective cleaning systems only really represent a very minimal part of the overall cost of the necessary infrastructure upgrades, so there's really no reason why odour pollution should be a significant problem with a bit of pre-thought. Now, in our opinion, it is far better and cheaper to think about these things prior to construction rather than retrofitting a cleaning system after the complaints have started. Now, we've helped water companies across the UK, France and Ireland install highly effective cleaning systems for many years now. Our Stormblaster system is rapidly becoming an industry standard system. We have about 130 or so, 140 or so of these systems installed across the UK, France and Ireland. Many were retrofitted into existing storm tanks to solve an existing odour control problem. But with this new wave of building, we're looking forward to working with the water companies and their key engineering contractors to solve the problem before it even occurs at the design phase of the project.